Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about Moss by Art Spiegelman. Now, before I go into summary analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. Very interesting work here by Art Spiegelman. Um, Within this work, he's talking to his father, Vladak. He survived the Holocaust. And really, we're getting taken through the experience that he had. We're also getting a look at the relationship between Vladak and Art, father and son. Vladak is the father, Art is the son. Anja, the mother, she died by suicide after all the things that she experienced during the Holocaust. The camp that Vladak experienced the Holocaust was Auschwitz. And he had to do so many different things to keep his family together, doing different jobs here and there, making trades, from giving money here and there, using bread as money here and there. Lots of shady things, lots of things had to be done to just survive between, the occupation of Poland by Germany, by Nazi Germany, um, and just the existence underneath that rule and how it was like the mistreatment, the killings, the starvation, the beatings, just all the cruel things that were being done to people. Um, it was just horrific. So Vladak, his wife, does die by suicide. He has two sons. Art, his other son was poisoned. Anja's sister poisoned herself and Vladak's son when they were about to be taken. So that's really sad. This family really gets torn apart. And we can see that with Vladek's wife, life. While Art Spiegelman, he's the one that's kind of like recording all of this, writing the book, and using his father's story, his father's experiences. You can see that Vladek, he's not the most loving and, touchy type of person, because he's gone through a lot in his life. His second wife does end up leaving him. He's a man that has heart problems, diabetes, and things are just not good. I mean, he does pass away. He does die by the end of the work, and it's a very cruel and reality. Art Spiegelman has to record this. I mean, he gets to be a father himself, but throughout the entire work, we're seeing the cost of the Holocaust on individuals and families, people having to die, people committing suicide, people having to do whatever it takes to survive. Um, People trying to, husbands trying to save their wives, husbands trying to keep their families together, doing whatever it takes, the beatings, the horrors. Um, of what humans would do to other humans just to kill them and to make them suffer and to torment them. So Germany, especially to the Jewish people, Nazi Germany was pretty much, they were just inventing new ways to kill, to destroy, um, to just completely wipe out Jewish people. And art here really gives us a very clear picture of that. So the Jewish people are depicted as mice within this work. The Germans are depicted as cats. The Polish are depicted as pigs, and the Americans are depicted as dogs. So the imagery that is used is very interesting here. You can see that, natural enemy of cats, that's dogs. You see mice, I mean, it's just tiny, tiny. So you can kind of see the way in which Jewish people were looked at, or how they felt, or the power that they possess. I mean, because it's in this hierarchy of mice, cats, pigs, and dogs. I mean, mice are at the bottom of the totem pole here, and the dogs are at the top. And the dogs are what eventually comes in to liberate, and the British and other powers. Um, but this work, in terms of deeper meaning and analysis, it says a lot about the Holocaust, what the Jewish people had to go through, how they were being killed, how they were being oppressed, men losing their wives, suicide, and also the tension between Art and his father. After you've lost so much, Vladak, he's not the same after everything is done. I mean, losing your wife, you're losing your son, seeing your life be torn apart, it doesn't make you to be a nice and lovely man after that. You're tight. You're kind of you've seen some things. I mean, there's some Jewish people that lost their faith in a higher power after the Holocaust. They're like, well, if God loves me, why did He let this happen to me? Well, at least that's their interpretation. So some people lost faith, uh, in their God because of the Holocaust. Some people gain faith and think and believe that it's God that saved them from not dying. It did definitely change perspective. I mean, some Jewish people after the Holocaust became more nihilistic, more, they saw the evil in the world. They became more bitter because, there's certain things you've probably, because the things like when you see your brethren and you see your people dying and being killed and being maimed and being starved and dying right in front of your eyes, day in and day out, and knowing that at any time you could be next, it does change you because it's you. That's one of the darkest things about the Holocaust is like, just imagine if you as an American, you, whatever country you come from, if your people, you're in these camps, and your people, day in and day out, they're just slaughtering them right in front of you just because you are who you are. And, you know, children, adults, women, your wife, your sons, your daughters, they're just being slaughtered every single day right in front of your eyes. And you know that at any point in time, you could be next on the chopping block. And you just see masses of bodies, masses of meat piles. I mean, I'm sorry to be so blunt with it, but I just really want to get this picture across of how nasty this was. It was just, you're being slaughtered like nothing. And so you can see why a lot of these men that did survive Auschwitz and other concentration camps, how afterwards they could lose faith in their God, in God, how they could be bitter, how they could be not as loving afterwards, because for a point in time you were made to believe that you were nothing and that you were just waiting to die. So, yeah. So this book definitely gives you a different depiction of that with this family, how it affected them, how they died, how they lived, how they tried to survive. Uh, but it seemed, Art Spiegelman, he's the one that somehow will continue on living for his family. When his father, um, sibling, and you know, a lot of people didn't make it out. Yeah. Well, that's all I had to say about this work. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.